Society loves the narrative of the sudden breakthrough. We are conditioned to believe that success is the result of a single 10-foot leap. Natural ability is real. Some people are born with a distinct advantage, and that talent provides a clear head start right out of the gate. Then there is motivation, that sudden rush of dopamine. It creates a euphoric feeling, convincing you that you are ready to conquer any obstacle in your path. But relying on these is dangerous. Talent hits a ceiling. Motivation is tied to your mood. Eventually, the euphoria vanishes, and you are left staring at the work. They act as a spark to get you off the starting line. Neither possesses the endurance required to keep you in the race for the long haul. Once that initial burst of inspiration burns out, the brain starts looking for an exit. It begins manufacturing excuses to avoid the friction of the task. You start believing that unless you can execute perfectly today, it is not worth doing at all. You delay action, waiting for ideal conditions that rarely arrive. That waiting period stretches from days into weeks. Progress stalls, and the original goals are quietly set aside. If natural ability is insufficient and inspiration inevitably fades, what actually closes the distance between starting a project and finishing it? The answer begins with a strictly mechanical process: discipline. This is the simple, unglamorous act of showing up and executing tasks, especially on the days when you have no internal desire to do so. This logic model shows the mechanical advantage. While motivation is an erratic spike crashing below the line of resistance, discipline provides a reliable input that pushes past friction every time. This overrides excuses, ensuring you perform regardless of mental resistance. Long after the initial head start of talent is exhausted, discipline remains the engine that maintains forward momentum. But discipline alone is just a single data point. It requires consistency to function. Consistency is the repetition of the right actions, day after day, without allowing for exceptions. There is no audience here. Real achievement is constructed in silence through these repetitive habits, far away from public view. This visualization shows the mathematical reality of small actions. When you stack uniform efforts, results compound, and the progress curve accelerates. That curve does the heavy lifting, removing the need to rely on exhausting, singular leaps we often wait for. Discipline ensures the daily action occurs. Consistency ensures those actions result in significant, long-term progress. When you zoom out from the daily routine and observe this process over months or years, the results are undeniable. Those isolated, silent efforts accumulate. The small steps merge to form visible, high-impact achievements that outpace raw talent. Daily habits predict a person's future more accurately than raw potential. As showing up becomes a habit, the friction that once stopped you begins to dissipate. The effort required to keep moving becomes lower than the effort it originally took to start. Under this framework, targets that once seemed impossible become practical realities. By abandoning the illusion of talent and adopting the structure of discipline and consistency, success ceases to be a gamble. It becomes a predictable output of the system you have built.